Yo, 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 welcome to the V Show. Before he tells the world, he's putting the pieces of his puzzle together. He's not revealing too much, and I can't reveal too much either, but he's getting ready. He's coming with a whole new sound. He's coming with a whole new music genre. He isn't just one genre, he's multi-talented. Again, I've got the pleasure of introducing to you Mr. L.A. Gray.
My time can take oh crazy. Need somebody sweeter. Hey baby.
Yeah. Oh, Lord knows what is this all for me? All you wanna do is keep like that, trying to persuade me that it wasn't like that, but maybe truly it was like that. See, I can't take no more of you. All you wanna do is play your games with your fake confused about the truth. Baby, you better go your way. Oh, baby, no, I cannot take no more. Back out on my...
Good evening, everyone. I am Coral Consciously. I nearly forgot my name then. I'm Coral Consciously, and it's been a while, but I'm pleased to say that I'm doing Coral Consciously interviews, and the person that I'm interviewing, even though it should have happened long ago, but maybe everything's for a reason, is the beautiful voice of the person who is L.A. Gray. So welcome, L.A. Gray. It's really good to see you. We've been arranging for the viewer. It's like when I'm ready, he wasn't ready, or he was busy. When he's busy or not busy, I was busy, and it was just, so we're here now.
Yeah,
So
constantly.
welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let me just try and summarize. He has been, we were just discussing this before the interview started, he has actually been around for a while. He's known by more than a few, and he's been singing for a while, for a few years now. And then he came to my attention with his latest single, but I was aware of him winning the Reggae Star Factor 2020. So he's here today with us, and he's going to tell us a bit about himself, just for those who may not have seen his other interviews. So give us a summary of where you're coming from, you know.
Wow. Well, because you said that, I've been around for a minute.
Yeah, for a hot minute.
That's
Yeah.
going to be really hard to like summarize.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in your single, at the beginning of the single, you said, "My name is L.A. Gray, and I come from Sierra Leone."
Yeah.
And yeah,
you know
so we get a bit of a taste of your roots there. So tell us about Sierra Leone and how that comes into play in your history.
Okay, cool. Music. Okay, and it started off with my father and him passing away. Like you said, I do music before as well. So when I was doing music before, I was just creating music, trying to find ways within music that I like, styles that I like, genres that I like. And then my father passed away. And before that, my father was always interested in what I was doing musically, because he was a music man himself. I won't say a DJ or anything per se, but he had his records. He would play his records, and when he's playing his records, he's dead serious about his tunes. You know what I mean? So that kind of gave me my little passion for how I love music as well. But when he passed away, he left me some documents that I needed to know about myself and where my family's from and what it means to be at L.A. Gray. And finding that information out just made me tap into another part of myself, a part of me that I didn't realize it came from such a long line of people. You know what I mean? And my forefathers. It touched me because I'm a father myself. So being a father myself, it just made me realize that my journey is it's not over. It's just begun. You know what I mean? So that I got a lot to live up to. I got a lot to do. You know, so I'm striving for greatness.
I can see that. You mentioned before that you're the latest in a long line of LA Greys. And I have asked you previously to tell me what LA Grey stands for, but you won't. But how many LA Greys are there?
We got 5 of them. We got
Wow.
5. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that means...
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
It means that I need a boy. I need a big boy.
Oh, right. I was going to ask you. So if you have a boy, you're going to have to call him LA Grey.
I'm gonna have to call him the LA Grey.
Wow. Okay. So all right. So where did you actually grow up? Was it in this country?
I was born here.
Okay.
From I would say around about 6 or 7, I grew up in Barbados. I was in Barbados till my first year in secondary school. I will say that my upbringing was Barbados was probably the best thing in the world for me. Being so young as well, and having all that freedom and not being taught what was going on in London musically, you know, because in the Caribbean, the music's very mixed and culturally different, and you have soca on the radio mixed in with R&B, then mixed into rap, and then mixed into a James Brown, and then it would, like, the radio stations are different. Like in Barbados at the time when I was growing up, like you will hear a Stevie Wonder, and then the next song after that, you might get a Buju.
Oh, okay. So it was like, eclectic. It was very
eclectic. Yeah, that's the word, you know. And but it was good though, because it opened you up for different things, different music, different styles. You know what I mean? And you, as a child growing up, you didn't realize you liked certain things until you running around the house singing it, and you don't realize you're singing the song. It's just stuck in your brain. So coming to England and then getting introduced to the culture now, it was more of a cultural thing. It was more like it was a style, it was a look, it was a you know what I mean, it was a movement, and you're like, who you rolling with, and who's your favorite artist, and that kind of thing. And then how serious were you with that artist, and how much did you know about this artist, and all these things. So I need to dig deep to find out about my artist. So some of the things that I do about not telling certain things is because I want my fans to find out in their own way about me. You know what I mean? I don't want to give it all away. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's nothing in there once you know it all. You know what I mean? And then that gives me stuff to pull out the bag as well. I can secretly surprise you. You know? And that kind of gave me the genres to not be afraid. Like my collection of music. And the styles of music that I've worked with and worked on, from rock music all the way to Afro beats to R&B, soca, you know. I've put my vocals on pretty much as I could try, you know, to then found my own voice within it all. And so when you hear a sound coming from me, it's gonna feel authentic in so many ways, because I've embraced so much of even like the Brazilian sound, you know, the Cuban sound, after finding about my forefathers, and then I actually say, you know what, let me go and investigate what their music, what they listen to, what they, with their drums and their sambas and everything, you know. It's just it's amazing. And I'm so open to music like that. It makes me want to do that style of music. So getting booked to you know what I mean, to do what I'm doing now, it's like wow, you want to hear the sound that I've got. the sounds that I'm incorporated. So it feels really good.
Yeah. So I just wanted to go back a little bit. When you from Barbados to the UK, did you find it hard to adjust? You know, from one culture to another.
No,
You know?
only thing I found it hard was the accent and everyone taking the, you know what I mean, the Bajan accent. It was really strong coming from me. It was really.
You would never know. Seriously, I never. Oh wow.
You know, I'll give it one. I'll give you a secret. When I sing, people say I got a sound like I've got like almost a American sound to it. It's because of the Bajan in me.
Oh.
Even to someone like Rihanna, she's got a sound to it that just comes out. And you can't help it. It's the Bajan in me. There's
because
like
she's always like with her. It's like she's almost American, but it's not.
It's not. You're like, what's going on? And growing up speaking that language, when I started singing, it was my accent was so strong.
Really?
And I was so young as well at the time. Of my sister. So it made it.
So, all right. One more thing. I just want another comparison. The education system, because they say that the Caribbean education system is superior to the English. Is that true?
Well, you see all the stories that you have, that you posted, all the stories that you've heard, have heard, all right? I would say 95% of them are probably true.
Yeah.
School is great in the Caribbean. Food's great. You know what I mean? The teaching's great. The eye for detail is great when it comes to individuals and what they're good at and what they should go for in life and aspire to. I love that about the Caribbean because they notice little things from very young, and then they want to help you develop that. I see they try to do a lot more over here in the UK, but they've been doing that years ago. You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it. And I would say it's different because of I can't really. That's a hard one. I don't want to give it all away.
I hear you. I understand.
I love the culture, man. I think it's just I don't feel no difference in any of it. That's what it is. Like I've embodied so much. It's like when I'm in Barbados, I'm actually at home. You know what I mean? It's like my accent would slowly seep in, hello, and then seep out. But right now, I'll say the upbringing was probably was the greatest. I think we need more of that for our youngsters as well. The freedom, you know, the opportunity to explore. That's another thing. I was able to explore. You know, my grandmother was so cool. You know what I mean? God bless her soul. Miss Eastman, and she was great. She was great. You know what I mean? She will beat me the same way like any grandmother will beat you, but she's beating you out of love. Like she's straightening you up for the world. You know what I mean? Because you're not seeing the things that are around the corner that are about to trap you. You know what I mean? That are about to stop you on your journey. You know what I mean? And having that, you know what I mean? I didn't appreciate it until I got old enough to understand it, to then to appreciate and then to love her even more. Because when I was going down the road a couple of months ago, something that she's installed in me prevented me to go down that road. So that's my intuition. Then all of a sudden I hear a bad story about something that's happened to someone. You know what I mean? It's like you start connecting the dots, you start aligning yourself, and it's like it's coming from my background, my forefathers, my grandmothers, my aunties, my mum, you know what I mean, my brothers, my sisters, my friends, you know what I mean. It's like I've embraced so much, so now I'm ready to embrace the world, you know. I can face the world, you know what I mean. It's like I know myself, you know. So I know what needs to be done, and you know what I mean. I'm here. Come and talk to me.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Very, very good way. So you're in the UK, you've come over from Barbados, and you know that you love music. What was the catalyst that made you decide, I really do want to pursue music?
Probably my sister taking the mick out of me. I never really had a catalyst, you know. I think, like I said, my sister taking the mick out of me was just enough to make any man get mad and want to just do wickedness and go upon the grab a hairbrush and start sing like one of them, you know what I mean, and four tops or something, you know. My sister was evil, man. She was, no, I ain't joking. She was lovely. My sister Keisha Gray, and then it's like she lives in Barbados. She's still living in our family home. My grandmother, we all grew up, so it's like she's got the castle, you know what I mean? And she was an inspiration, to a part of my inspiration, growing up musically in the beginning. And then when I got older and I realized that there was the opposite sex, and I started really understanding myself. I started singing about them, you know.
I hear you.
And then my sister was like in the back of my mind now, so it was like, yo, go out and sit down over there, sir. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and then there was a situation where I was at a wine bar, and they had an open mic session, and I was invited. A couple of my mates went up to sing or rap, whatever they was doing. I can't remember. This a little while ago, and I remember just moments of the night. Not because I was drunk or nothing like that. It was just the fact that, you know, when you're nervous and you don't know what to do, it's like, yo, Adrian, go out there, go do your thing, go sing. You know, and I'll be like, why you put me in the spotlight, yo? You know what I mean? Now we hear you yodeling, we hear you singing, doing your thing in the yard, and like with my boys, you know, and like we're at night out, and there's girls in the building, you know what I mean? And I'm feeling, don't put me on the spot, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is gonna flop right now. This is gonna flop. Yeah, and I think I remember my boy Justice, he was sitting next to me, and he goes, you know, that time you was in the studio with me and you did that thing there, because he's a poet. And I was like, yeah, Just. He goes, just go and do that. And I was like, for real? And he's like, bro, trust me, people need to hear what you're dealing with. Like, go do that. It was a little skit that we did. It was a song called Summer Breeze. And it was just about a good vibe, you know what I mean? About getting up in the morning and just like embracing life, you know? And then he's got his poetry that goes in between it. It's it was another upliftment situation that we were going through, and we was going through different times, different struggles. And I remember going on the stage and telling the band just to play anything. I had no idea. Just play anything. And they started playing, and I said, ooh, don't play that. Slow down a little bit. And then they started mashing some stuff together, not having no clue or idea what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I just remember me mumbling to myself. The band's playing and everyone's watching me, and I'm just mumbling, trying to catch the words back. My head's down, and then I lift my head up, and when I lift my head up, I don't know what happened. I just started spitting the words, and the words just flew out of my system, and I had no control over it whatsoever. I had no control. I remember being on there for about 7 minutes, literally, because that's the time they told me he was on there for. I was only meant to get 3, you know, and I sang for about 7 minutes. I can't remember if I was singing Laurel and Hardy. I don't know if I was. I just remember parts of the song I was using, and then I went somewhere else, and they went somewhere else. Then I came back to the song that we was working with. But all I remember was the energy from the people. It was crazy. It was like people jumped out of their chairs. You know what I mean? I saw people running up with their cameras in my face, and I was like, okay. And then my boys, all I can remember was just Justice's face. His face was just said everything to me. He was like, go on, bro. So I was like, yeah. So I carried on, you know what I mean? And then when I finished, a producer that Big Money Entertainments at the time. They had a label and what's not. Just straightly approached me and was like, look, I need someone in the studio. You got great talent. You should come down. And it kind of opened up the doors to a studio world, you know. I've never really been into a studio. They opened up the doors to the studio. I sat down I sat down with writers before I even started working on songs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had to.
That's good.
And then once I started doing that, it kind of broke me down, you know what I mean, how to tap into certain things. Now I just don't write all the time. I write for the right reasons. If I'm like, I'll write a catalogue of stuff, and then sometimes I'll just throw it all away, and then not throw it away literally, but I'll just put it to one side and say, nah, I'm not on that no more. It's like I gotta write when I'm recording music. I gotta record for that moment, you know. So I'd be writing the whole time, but none of that is relevant because I'm at somewhere else. So when I'm going to the studio, that's where I'm at. And then sometimes people be like, "Oh, why don't you go back to that song or go back to that tune you was writing?" And I'd be like, "Well, I don't feel like that no more."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've moved on, you know what I mean? So, but they're still beautiful songs. So hence the reason why, who knows, I can't stop singing it because it's a song that won't leave me alone.
So how did the inspiration come for that? Who knows? I mean, that song is like really powerful.
Wow, literally, to be honest with you, a grown man. When I had my sibling, my kids, and then finding about my forefathers, and then saying to myself, at the time I couldn't even support them. I couldn't even do nothing. I didn't even have a job, you know. And I was in the road. I was on the streets with my boys, and they're giving me all kinds of ideas. So I'm going through all of that. So I'm doing everything now. I'm doing enough stuff. I'm doing all kinds. You know what I mean? I got food on the table. I gotta keep a roof over my head. Like, I'm mad struggling. You know, I'm a young man trying to be a big man, and you know what I mean? Not realizing that really and truly I had no role models. I had no one to really go back to say, look, do this or try this, or you know what I mean? Or take the time to even say, look, let me just talk to you so you help you get to where you need to get to. You know what I mean? It was all about figuring it out for yourself. So the mistakes that I made and all the other things that I love them because of who I am today. But prevention is better than the cure sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, so I would have loved to be prevented from certain things in my life. But I appreciate them because those are the songs that I've written. So I don't want to go through those things again. So now it's all about upliftment. It's all about explaining that, and then what I went through. I don't want the next person to go through. So when I actually ripped Who Knows, I saw my kids, I saw my dad, I saw my fathers, my peers before me, and all their struggles and what they went through. And then I saw my uncles and my friends, and I realized that we were all on the same level, on the same playing field.
Yeah.
And we're all going through the same thing. And as much as I'm narrowing myself to myself, saying I'm going through this, I realized that when I expressed how I felt, it helped me because it helped them. And then together we got together, and then we helped our situation.
Yeah.
But before that, they didn't know I was going through it. You understand what I'm saying to you? So the song helped me open up. So I want people to open up. I want people to, you know what I mean? Because it helps when people know what you're going through, because then it's a burden shared, you know what I mean? You can now start to shed some of these things, not everything, you know what I mean? And then obviously you can get people that can come in and give you bad energy. So you just got to dash that way one time. You understand? So you got to know yourself. That's a big thing, you know what I mean? Knowing that. And then when you get to that place, you know what I mean? You be able to deal with, I can handle people's emotion now. I can take it on, you know? I know what kind of energy is coming, so I can honestly share some good advice on real situations. So I know I got a lot of jobs, I got a lot of things to do, so you know what I mean, my journey just begun. So as
Yeah.
much as so many people know of me, nobody knows me.
Yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, it's like every time you discover something, it's like you're beginning another journey or another phase. I understand.
Back out on my hustle, trying to find a sweet girl who won't disturb my world. Maybe we can make it work. Back out on my hustle, trying to find a sweet girl who won't disturb my world. Maybe we can make it. You and my centerfold, my masterpiece. I really wanted there, yes. I did everything that I could do to keep me and you real cool. I told you that I don't wanna pick it round. Told you that I really wanted to settle down. How the hell did you make it? Baby, you better go your way. Go your way, go your way, go your way, baby, go your way. Back out on my hustle, trying to find a sweet girl who won't disturb my world. Maybe we can make it work. Maybe back out on my hustle, trying to find a sweet girl who won't disturb my world. Maybe we can make it work.
See that my trouble, my time, love you. For you, my brain, you think it's losing, it's taking me away. Now listen, I'm wishing, I'm hoping.
Ooh, baby, now listen, just listen. I can't go through this no more. Back out on my hustle, trying to find a sweet girl who won't disturb my world. Maybe we can make it work. Back out on my hustle, trying to find a sweet girl who won't disturb my world. Maybe we can make it. Could have been me. It should have been you. Yeah, yeah. It could have been me. It should have been you to hold me, with me. Oh no, for me. It should have been. It could have been. It could have been. It could have been. It should have been. But you didn't. It couldn't be. It could have been. 'Cause I do really wanna be. So I go and find another.
Lord knows.